Hi, second grade, it's Miss Jessie. I'm here to show you guys how to draw so you guys can practice drawing your insects. I'm going to show you how to draw a bee. We're going to break it down into big shapes and get smaller and smaller details. You can use this to draw anything, your insects or any animal you want to draw. I have my flower here because I'm really thankful for bees like these for pollinating flowers. If you guys have any questions, you can let Mrs. Elahi know and she can email me and then I can get back to you, okay? All right, thanks.
All right, so the first thing we want to do when we draw any animal, or in our case bug, is look for the big shapes. So we see the abdomen is going to be the biggest shape in our drawing. It's a big oval. And then when we look at the thorax, it's a pretty big circle, but it's smaller than the abdomen. And then we have a small oval head. So those are the three shapes we're going to draw first. So first I'm going to work on the abdomen. I always start with the biggest shape. And it's kind of a big oval. You can kind of use sketchy lines so you can change them if you need to. Once you like your line, you can make it a little darker. I'm noticing there's kind of a triangular tip at the end, so I'm going to make this part a little pointy. And then I'm going to draw the rest of the abdomen. Now here we have a circle for the thorax of our bee. So I'm going to draw a circle right here. And then an oval for the head. Now, see how it's really important that the shapes match the sizes in our picture. So if this is the bigger part, we want that bigger. And then this is kind of in between. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my wings. They seem kind of like long, pointy ovals. It's a little hard to see because it's see-through, but I'm going to try and draw those in. There we go. And there's another one right here. Now, as you can see, my wing kind of overlaps on top of the body. So what I'm going to do is take my eraser and just erase the lines that were right there underneath. So I'll erase those out. Okay, now we really need to include our legs, and we know that insects have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. Some of the legs are a little hard to see, like this one back here might be hidden. So I might draw it, since this is a scientific drawing. I want the person looking at this artwork to know that there's 6 legs. So these legs are broken into parts. It looks like there's a small part here, a longer part here, and another part here. They're kind of built in sections. So I'm going to start, looks like it's connected right there. So here's the first part of the leg, the second part of the leg, and the third part of the leg. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to erase the lines that I need to cover up. Now I don't see the 6th leg here, but I think I'm going to draw it in just so my viewers know that there's a 6th leg. And it'll be kind of behind the bee's body. Alright, now the middle leg, it looks like it is connected to the thorax. So I'm going to create a shape right here and a shape right here. I'm making this leg. And I can kind of show the one behind too. I'm going to take my eraser and erase that inner part. Alright, here's our last part of the legs. It looks like it forms kind of a V. So I'm going to point my leg in this direction, and in this direction to make that last leg. Now these drawings, they might be a little tricky at first, but if you keep practicing drawing your insect, you're going to get better and better. Just start with big shapes and then move to smaller details. Now I'm noticing there's a little part here that I'm going to add. I'm looking for those smaller details. There's a big oval for an eye. If you want to get really detailed, you can even add the shine. That's light reflecting off the shiny part of the eye. I'm going to erase right here. Very importantly, we want to add antennas. There's 2 antennae. It looks like they're kind of drooping down. So I'm going to draw those in. All right, so it's looking a lot like a bee. Now we might want to look at some patterns and textures. Bees are known for being really fuzzy, and you can see that fuzzy part right here. If you're drawing a beetle, it might be very smooth, so you might try and draw the shiny part on your beetle. Make sure you draw these details. You might also have these details of the legs. If you're drawing a butterfly, they actually have tiny little kind of scales almost on their wings, and they have lots of beautiful patterns, so you'll want to include those. But since I'm drawing a bee right now, I'm going to try and get those fuzzy bits. So I'm actually going to kind of soften this line, because if you look, there's no hard defined line around the abdomen. Or, just a minute, was that the abdomen or the thorax? The thorax, I'm so sorry. The middle part of our bug's the thorax. So I'm going to soften these legs up, these lines up, and I'm going to make it a little bit fuzzy. Now I could also add a little bit of fuzz inside. There. Now my bee looks pretty fuzzy. Now it's a little difficult to see, but I'm seeing there's some lines in the wings of my bee. So I'm going to add those. They're kind of faint. They're kind of little veins in the wings. So I'm going to add those. If you have a really good picture you're looking at, you'll be able to see those details. Now our bee, most importantly, has stripes. We always know a honeybee when it's got black and white stripes. So I'm going to draw those lines on here. And it seems they start kind of dark and get lighter. Now I'm pretty happy with my drawing so far. I'm going to go get my markers and I am going to start adding color to this artwork. Now, I have some markers and some crayons, so I'm going to use both to color in my drawing. You can use whatever you'd like to draw and color your artwork. You could use crayons, markers, colored pencils. You could even use a combination of both. I like using a combination because then I kind of get a lot of different colors. So I'll definitely be yellow and black. I kind of like this kind of orangey yellow. I think that might be helpful. Maybe for the fuzzy part, I might want to use a black crayon or a gray crayon. And I think those are going to really help me with my drawing today. Alright, so now I'm going to start laying the yellow down. So it looks like there's some yellow right here. Looks like on the top of all of these stripes there's some yellow. There's even a little bit of yellow on the legs. Now this fuzzy part has a lot of yellow. A little bit of yellow on the head. Looks like the head's even a little bit fuzzy. Okay, pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to use this kind of orangey yellowy color for the wings because they're kind of faint. I'm using my crayon. I might even use a little bit of gray. You can change how dark your color is by pressing harder or lighter with your crayons. Alright, now I'm going to use my black marker. You remember we left a little area here for the shine on the eye. So that part I'm not going to color in. I'm going to color in all around it. And then it looks like there's a little black down here. Some black on the legs. And some black over here. I'm really paying attention to my picture and looking at it as I work. That's how scientific artists work. They pay attention to the details. Looks like there's some black here. Some black here. It's really starting to look like a bee now. Maybe I'll make some of that fuzziness we were talking about. Looks like there's even some fuzziness over here. My antenna. Pretty happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my crayons, because they're a little softer, to add some details in. I don't think I found a black crayon. Oh, here's one. I think I did find a black crayon. Now this is a little lighter than my marker, so I'm going to use that to kind of blend in the areas where I added black. And that'll kind of show the yellow through. You guys can experiment with the art materials you have at home to figure out how you want to draw your pollinator. Looks like I forgot some yellow down here. I'm hoping I can drop by your class and see these pollinators that you're working on. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So that's how you break a pollinator or any insect into parts and then draw them and add color. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.